If the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour, finest hour, finest hour, finest hour, finest hour. I expect that the Battle of Britain is about to begin.
I guess when I started, I was probably using more strength than I should be in my grappling, but as time goes on, I develop. Obviously, I'm trying to be more relaxed and not use so much strength in what I do. But if you can have the strength to back it up and the skill level too, you're going to beat someone with just the skill level and not the strength to back it up, you know? So it's still an addition to that. So the more technical I get, the more I can use my strength in the right time, in the right moments to be effective. Finding training partners and sparring partners that can compete with me on a physical level is really difficult. But I guess it is for most heavyweights anyway. I travel around to get the best I can abroad, up to Wolf's Lair, to get the best I can sparring-wise, and I do all right. But funny enough, sometimes I find a guy who's a welterweight who can give me a lot more troubles, and I'll find a heavyweight who doesn't give me so much trouble. So it doesn't always work out in the way you think it would with the size. But I've been very lucky with the guys I've got to train with over the years. Well, my link with Wolf's Lair came about a year ago when I fought in the tournament at ZT, Seoul show over there. I fought 2 Wolf's Lair guys in the show, and I fought Rob Broughton in the final. Rob beat me up, but the guys were impressed with what I was doing. I'd only been training for a year, so we kind of made contact from there. Obviously, I've fought on the shows for Seoul, for ZT, and Seoul and other guys have helped me a lot. But the natural progression for me was to mix it in with other heavyweights and other top guys, which Wolf's Lair have got in abundance. And so I started doing some training camps with the guys at Wolf's Lair, helping out Mike Bisping, Czech Congo, other guys up there. And obviously they've got good links with the top organisation, UFC. So no one had a problem with me advancing my levels and moving my training camps up there a lot, you know. The UK heavyweight scene, I think, I mean, it's in a good state right now. If you think the top 2 have got to be Broughton and Neil Grove, 2 guys I get on with very well, and they've been in the big organisations for a while now, so you have to put them as 1 and 2. But I mean, it's exciting. We've got me and Phil DeFries, who are obviously facing off, both in the UFC now, and both earned our spots. And you've got some really tough guys beneath that, such as Stav Economou, Mark Potter, and a few other guys that are really pushing on to improve the UK heavyweight scene, and them guys are going to be looking at spots of their own on the big companies sometime soon, I'm sure of it. They're really dangerous fighters, so I think we're definitely in a better spot than we've been in for quite a long time. And obviously there's some people who've been around for ages, like James Thompson, still doing his thing, got a good win recently. So I think we're probably in the best state it's been in for a while. As a fighter, I suppose I'm still finding my style, but my skill set has improved dramatically even from 6 months ago, you know, and I'm still learning all the time. I'm going to be learning for 3 or 4 years yet, but I definitely feel like my skill set now is on the level to compete with most heavyweights, you know. But there's still some guys way above me in the ladder that I need to keep learning and learning to try and catch them and keep advancing in the sport and get my ranking up to where I'm fighting the top guys. But there's a lot I've got to show that I haven't shown yet, so I'm really excited to do the stuff in my fights that I've been doing in training and the guys around me know I can do, because I haven't always had the opportunities to put it into action. But it depends on who you're fighting, to how you fight and what you do. But I know my results have been pretty good, so I'm doing something right.
I had to learn fast. You know, I first came into the sport as a boxer. Now I don't class myself as a boxer or just a striker. I class myself as a MMA fighter, which is, you know, I'm a hybrid. So when I started off being just a boxer, obviously you're fighting guys who are just going to want to take you down. So when you get taken down, you have to learn submissions and stuff like that. And being any type of athlete, you're going to pick up submissions along the way. And I'm not saying that I'm a type of fighter who's going to look for submissions, which I'm not. But if you give me one, I'm going to take it. And those fights where I've submitted people, I've just seen the opportunity for a submission. Oh, that's there, I'll take it, and I did. You know, it's not a case. Me personally, I just like to fight. You know, no matter where it is or where it goes, I'm going to look. I prefer to use my hands, you know, on the ground or on my feet. It's hard to me personally to gauge how good he is, because he's only beat the people he's put in front of him, and in my eyes he hasn't been put against really any top level guys. Some good guys, don't get me wrong, some very good guys, but not top 10 caliber, which RB's first test, you know. So we'll see how good he is on the night, but I do watch. It's my job basically to look around at people in my weight class, up and comers, and people established, just to scope them out. And he looks dangerous. He looks very well rounded. Stand up a bit wild, you know, can bang, you know. Okay, sort of wrestling and good on the ground, obviously. Me personally, I train as hard for any fight. If it's in CFC, KFC, or the UFC, you know, I'm gonna fight and beat that person. If it's in, like, in the, wherever it is, if it's in the street, you know, my reputation's on the line. No matter where I fight, I want to win. It's the type of fighter I am. You know, by hook or by crook, I want to get that W. So, and any fighter is a dangerous fighter. Anyone in the cage has got 2 limbs, you know, 4 limbs, should I say, and can put you away with one. They say a lucky punch, you know, but the guy's throwing it. You could be swinging, you could walk onto it. So, you train hard, you're prepared for most things, and you stay sharp. So, you don't want to get lackluster and get beat by an easy opponent. So I train just as hard for any opponent. I'm going to punch you as hard as I can when I get in the cage. So if you want to be an idiot or talk smack, it's on your own prerogative, you know, it just makes you look stupid. I find also if you talk too much smack, people want to see you lose. And when you do lose, you fall a lot harder than you do when you're just humble and just get on with your life. And I'm not an idiot outside of fighting either, so I don't want to go around. If I was an idiot outside of fighting, I'd probably be an idiot and carry it into fighting, but I'm not. You know, I respect people, I respect everyone who gets in there with me, to what level, even training. It's different, you know, I respect everyone who does what I do. And I like to believe that people respect me, well, you know, when I get in there. And if not, you know, they look stupid when they get beat. Personally, I'm just gonna keep plugging along, see how far. Oh, obviously, I'd love to get a win or 2 behind me and hopefully get a title shot and, you know, maybe get to hold that belt. But, you know, I don't like to look too far ahead of myself. I like to set myself small, achievable goals to get to where I have done today. I've done that, you know, so my next goal is to beat Rana Barao, and then if I beat him, only good things can happen.
Obviously it was about 2.5 years ago now that I got with the UFC, and again, I've never looked really back from there, and I think they're the most professional organisation out there at the moment. Obviously, the world leaders in this sport, and you know, I think for being an ambassador of the sport, I believe, you know, I'm just myself normally most of the time, and I just try to be myself and put myself out there. And obviously, I'm not really one of them types who cuss too much and, you know, call out people and stuff like that. I just try to get on with this sport. It's my job, and I love doing it. That's why I do it. And you know, I think that just comes through with most of the things what I do. You know, I just got to be after that loss. You know, I just feel like I need to be slightly more clinical, slightly again more professional if I can be. You know, and really, you know, stay concentrated and focused for that whole 15 minutes. You know, and really get on with my job and get on and try to finish fights. You know, and implement my game plan more. So, you know, it was a devastating loss, and I feel like I've come on from it and tried to learn as much as I can. BJ is someone who I've admired for a very long time, you know, and I generally think it'd be a good fight between us, a good competition, and you know, that nothing was happening for me at the time. I just needed to put myself back out there and get my name back out there, just to do some things, you know, and hopefully get some fights organised, and you know, it's worked out well for me. Obviously, I've got the one on the 5th of November against Matt Brown now, and so I'm just kind of focused on that and looking forward to that one. Again, I think UK MMA is actually coming along in stride and lengths at the moment. You know, we're doing actually a really good job with a lot of us out there, with Bisping, Jason Young and Dan Hardy. You know, we're really coming along, and you know, when you look at us, what we were, say, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, the changes what we've made has been really great, you know, and I think it's just going to continue that way, and we're going to have continuously like better fighters coming up through our divisions and getting into the UFC and really representing Great Britain well. Obviously, I was looking forward to the challenge of fighting Pascal Kraus, but obviously he had injury trouble and he had to pull out. And you know, I think Matt Brown's a great replacement. Again, he's very well known in UFC. He's come up through tough, and he's an incredibly strong and resilient fighter. You know, and he's had a lot of fights now in the UFC and against a lot of tough people. And I look forward to testing myself against him. They fight in slightly different styles, and they got slightly different strengths. So yeah, obviously we actually got the change far enough out that it didn't make too much of a difference to actually change up and bring in some slightly different sparring partners, you know, and I think we're doing very well at the moment, and you know, we're coming up to the 6 weeks out mark, and I'm looking forward to getting on with Matt Brown. For me, obviously, not looking past 138, I just want to actually get a good fight on there and really try to get the finish and put on a good display of my skills. And then past that, you know, I just want to keep climbing up the ladder. I feel like after my loss in London, I really got knocked back down the ladder, you know, and where the welterweight division is so packed, it's so, you're always jostling for a top spot and a spot to try get to the top spot, and vice versa, you know. So I think I've got still a long way to climb, you know, after my loss, but I feel like I'm on my way and getting up there, back up to where I needed to be again, you know, and get up to that title shot.
I want to go in there and technically man beat someone, you know, break them down in a fight to the point where they don't want to be in there. I got nervous when Bert, who works at the UFC, come in and said to me, "Right, let's go, Jason," you know, and I was like, "All right, now I'm going to fight," you know. That's the only bit when I really got nervous. Everything else, I love being there. Why should I be nervous about something I love doing, you know? If I was nervous and I had any doubts about it at all, I wouldn't be there, do you know what I mean? So I just had to really like take that moment and be happy for what I got, you know, because there's so many people that would love to be in my position, you know, and I've got that chance, so I'm just happy for where I was. I think, is judging a problem? Yeah, well, I think on that last fight it was a bit of a problem. Like, I don't feel like I should have won that fight, but I definitely feel it was very, very close, even close enough to call it a draw. You know, at the end of the fight I was a bit like, oh, I don't know, but when I watched it back, I feel that was definitely closer than the judges said, you know. They scored it 29-27. There's no way I took a beating in any part of that fight. That was a 29-27. But anyway, like I said, I think, yeah, I could have changed the strategy a little bit, went for some more takedowns, but it's done now. I just have to build it up for the next fight, and that's what I'm going to work on. I feel that I could mix it up a little bit, you know, not just rely on my hands and my legs, you know. Definitely go for takedowns, score more points, get on the judges' side a bit. I am ready for it, you know. there was a few moments in the gym, you know, where I had bad days and you're getting beaten up by people you shouldn't be, and you start to get upset and stuff like that, but and you start to doubt yourself, but in my heart, yeah, no, I don't think I'm ready for it. What do I know about Omagawa? I know that he's got very quick hands, he's got quite good boxing. Power's not really great in his hands. He has dropped people, but I don't think his power's great. But he's got good movement, good boxer, black belt in judo, so he's good in the clinch. I've got to be careful from that. I know that he's small for the weight because I stood next to him at the weigh-ins in Vancouver, and I'm taller than him and I've got a range on him, you know, so I think it'll be a good fight. I think I've got the tools to beat him, so yeah, definitely, I think it's a good fight. To be honest, I don't care how many fights people have had or who they fought, you know. To me, at the end of the day, a fight's a fight and that's what we're there to do. Whether someone's had 50, 100 to 2, they can still be a tough guy and still be a hard fight, you know. So it don't bother me how many fights he's had. Am I going to work with anyone to replicate his style? To be honest, no, I'm going to do my own thing, you know. I'm going to go in there with my game plan. I ain't going to worry about what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's got to worry about me, not me worry about him. I can't speak on behalf of anyone else, but for me, I don't feel any pressure, you know. I'm going out there doing something I love to do, you know. When I'm fighting, I don't think about what the crowd's doing or what the crowd's seeing and stuff like that. It's me and him in there, you know. What people are thinking is not putting any pressure on me. I'm just going in there enjoying what I love to do and having a fight.
When you get the call from UFC, everything doesn't matter anymore. That's where you go, you know. Back in the day, there wasn't really a bantamweight. Do you know what I mean? So I fought at featherweight. So did most of the guys that fight bantamweight now fought at feather. But I'm a more natural bantamweight. That's why I decided to drop down, and I haven't been defeated at bantamweight since. Yeah, I'm so happy to be in the UFC. It's like it is a dream come true. Be in the UFC, and now they've got the bantamweight division. It's, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely a dream come true. And yeah, the lineup of bantamweights in there is pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? It's tough competition. Being able to fight so close to home, the UFC is like coming straight to my doorstep. I walk outside and I'll be fighting, do you know what I mean, in the UFC. Right on my doorstep. It's crazy. It's another dream come true. I don't have to travel. I think that'll be a good relaxation part on my part, because I don't have to stress so much with traveling and stuff like that. I'll probably be able to sleep in my own bed. You never know. Well, before when I started off, you've got a job, and you only can train certain times of the day, so you have to train early in the morning before you go to work and stuff, and then you have to work all day, and then train again in the evening. Do you know what I mean? Which is tired, because you're tired because you can't give you 100% because you've been working all day and stuff. Depending on what kind of job you got, most people are labourers and stuff like that, so it takes all the energy out of them. But when you get to a higher level and you get sponsors like USN and stuff like that, the UTC sponsor me as well, so I need to train like a thoroughbred fighter and just concentrate on my fighting. This is UFC, you only get like one shot at this.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.